things sorted here. Oh. Pretty work I should be kicking any minute now. Get my glasses cleaned up. When we kicked off. Alright. Cool. Alright. Little 135 here. Get warmed up. Start climbing. I already collected some plates. Make sure we had everything we needed. What's up, sir? Happy Saturday. What's up? What's up? How's it going? I did a body fat measurement today. I posted the Discord, but 9.1% currently. So 9.1, top tier work. I'm here. I'm just streaming at different times. What's up, Nate? But I feel okay today. I think I'm mostly over being ill again for the third time in like 3 months. So hopefully that's the last of the illnesses. Anyone can get on. I'll repost the Discord today in the community post, so it should pop up in your notifications. I gotta post the link up though, so I'll repost the link because it changes every now and again. So, all right. On top of that, we got, at the end of today's stream, we have to do, we think we tapped out at 56. So it was 56 likes on my video, my short that I did. So we're gonna do 56 push-ups. We'll make them interesting because 56 really isn't that many. I was hoping for 100. If we had got to 100 likes, we were gonna do 225 for 50 over the course of a few sets. But we didn't quite hit 100 likes on that, so that would have been fun. But instead, we're gonna do the 56 push-ups as promised. So, but we'll make them interesting. We'll throw some claps, you know, maybe with a plate on my back. I don't know. We'll figure out how to make those 56 push-ups difficult. So, all right. That's a lot of letters. That's a lot of letters. Welcome to the stream, I guess. We use words here, but what's up, Chris? What's up, Martin? What's up, Martin, hiding in the background? How you doing? How you doing this Saturday? Hopefully well. All right. Still warming up. Still getting warm. Yes, that's my primary, yes. That's what I do for a living. I train people. All around coaching them. Yeah, this is 25, 35, 45, about 65. Yeah, 65. 265. Just warming up at the moment. But yeah, I'm a fitness coach. I'm a fitness coach. All right, let's grab this. God bless. Nice, solid work, PA, solid work. We're just doing singles to warm up right now. We're gonna keep climbing, then we'll do a drop set. Then we'll do a drop set for reps. But right now we're just doing singles climbing to get the blood flowing. Get all the muscles pumping, you know what I'm saying? The likes and the subscribes help a lot, guys. It really does. I'm here, you know, I post something almost every day, but I'm here streaming 4 days a week right now. So, all right. So, no, it looks weird, but we're at 285 now. We're gonna hit this for a quick single. Yeah, family-friendly stream, as much as we can, right? Right, Martin? 285. We're gonna hit that, and then we'll do a full bump. So, another bump up. All right, let's grab it. Yep. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Let's add some more weight. Adjust it just a little bit. Boom, much better angle, right? There we go. Now you guys can see everything. All right, so this will be our next single, and then we'll talk about maybe increasing it. We didn't wear the slacks today. I was coaching today, and I usually wear gym pants. Well, not always. Sometimes I wear the khakis for it, but it does, 100% Martin, it does. All right. We're gonna hit 315 here in about, what's it been, about 8 minutes. We're gonna do it in about 45 seconds. About 45 seconds. But we got our push-ups at the end of the day. We might do some sled work today too. I don't know if we're gonna do sled work. We've got so we got some cool equipment here that we haven't even touched on yet. The sleds might be in our items today. So it was 56. We're at 56 push-ups at the end. It's a little bit blurry. Let's see if I can fix that. Hold on. See if I can fix that. Any better now, Martin? I don't think it's the camera. I think it's the internet. That's fair. That's fair. What's up, Josh? How you doing? How you been, boss? Long time no see. Did Clippy have you trapped in the basement or something? Just escaped? All right. What's up? What's up? All right, I'm gonna grab this. It's been probably about a minute now, so we're gonna go ahead and grab this. Single rep, and then we'll change it up. Ooh. But yeah, we've been getting sick like over and over again recently, Josh. Over and over again. This is one of my kids' first year in school, and they aren't super sanitary in the kindergarten. Small children tend not to be. You can kind of still hear it nasally. My voice was gone for a little while, but this is our third time in 3 months getting sick. So we've been fighting against that, but we're not doing bad, so that's good. Nice. Yeah, stay busy, right? Stay busy. We're gonna add a little bit more weight to this bar, guys. We're gonna go up maybe another 10 pounds, hit that. And we'll do our drop sets. We've got push-ups to do today, and I do want to do some other chest work today. Since we're recovering from being ill, keep it light, maybe go 325. Keep it light, you know what I'm saying? So. That pre-workout is definitely starting to kick in. I can feel the itch from here to here right now. It's real good, real good. Ugh. All right. Ooh, I did, for those of you that weren't here earlier, I did a body fat measurement today. 9.1% current. 9.1%. So we're doing all right. Doing all right. Considering we're supposedly bulking. Hard to do when you're getting sick constantly, but supposedly bulking. 1.1% is solid. 9.1% is solid during a bulk. So staying in the single digits, which is the plan. I don't want to go much over the single digits if I can avoid it. But 9.1% is the heaviest or the highest body fat percentage I've ever measured that I can recall. So, and I would recall if it was higher. So 9.1% is my peak body fat percentage. Which makes sense. Makes sense because we're putting on weight. It's the plan. That's what we're doing. We're doing it on purpose. So 9.1% is still solid and lean though, so that's always nice. I still have abs. That's the key, right? So how's it going, Evan? All right, we're gonna grab this real quick. 325. We're gonna hit it for a quick single. Then we'll do our drop set, and then we're gonna go do some curls, and then push-ups are gonna be at the end for sure. All right, let's hit it. All right, 325 moving good. Not bad at all. 365, normal. I actually am currently just getting over being sick, but that moved pretty good. I'd say I probably could do 350 today. We're not going quite that high because it's our last day of the week. So, yeah. I think we did 350 the end of last week was the last time we did it. But 365 is my PR. Now, once we can stop getting sick, we'll potentially increase that. God. Tired of being sick. So, but that doesn't stop us from working out, you know. I'm over it now, by the way. But all right, let's do our drop set. I want to pick this up. We're gonna do our drop set. What's up, Matt? How's it going? So we're going to do 225. We're going to do this for a quick set of 7. It's going to be 7. It's going to be 7. It's always 7. I don't know why I'm acting like I'm not sure if it's going to be 7 or not. I don't know when the next painting stream is going to be. Nice, nice. I don't know the technical name for that, Josh. Are you talking about the one I've done at the other gym? I don't know the actual name for that machine. I've used it a few times, but it just has chest press on it, but there's probably a technical name. But it's just chest press is normally what's on there. How's it going? How's it going? What's up, YM? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hopefully everything's going good for you. All right. Let's get it. Yep. Talk about solid work. Solid work. That's solid, solid. Now it depends on what from Taco Bell you're eating, but really anything from Taco Bell, no good. It's called a Larson press. It's called a Larson press. It's to remove leg drive altogether. Makes the lift just a little bit more difficult stability-wise, makes it feel a little bit heavier. Helps, so powerlifting obviously is my sport. It helps with those pauses at the bottom. So if you can do it as a Larson press, you can do it as a pause, right? So that's kind of the idea. So you train Larson press to help increase upper body strength and remove the need for leg drive as much. That way when you do incorporate leg drive, you're that much stronger, right? So, and you're not leaning on your leg drive as much. Let's go do some curls, guys. Let's go do some curls. We're gonna do dumbbells, and we're gonna use the rack that's over here for our curls today. You know what we haven't done? We haven't done cable curls this week. I have to do cable curls. We're gonna do cable curls now. I almost forgot that that's what we're supposed to do today. I've done 0 cable curls this week. I'm slacking. That's fair reasoning, Josh. That's fair reasoning. I have a tendency to prep my lunches like a couple days in advance. So, but it's usually just the leftover of whatever I cooked. So if I cook spaghetti, if I cooked chicken, I usually just cook 1 extra serving. And I'm married, David, I have a wife. But I usually cook 1 extra serving and I just pack it away in the fridge. And that's my lunch. Like that's how I usually go about doing that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate it. It's good to know. It's good to know. Appreciate it. It's always good to know I have the support of other Chris's, especially ones that are fully new. All right. All right, let's grab it. We're doing single arm curls, cable. I got you, David. I figured it out. Don't worry. You're good. Here's the thing is, when it comes to my meal prep, I'm an inexpensive kind of person, but I also am super focused in on my health, obviously, with my lifting. So, I might have to do some like budget meal prep videos. Is that 6? I'll do 2 more just to be sure. I might have to do some budget meal prep videos because I've gotten very good. Most of my lunches are pretty lean, very calorie dense though. And generally my lunch prep costs me less than $5 a meal. So, but I'll have to do some of that. I can usually prep my lunches, mind you, using organic produce or organic vegetables. If I don't eat vegetables very often, but like organic ingredients. Yes, I do eat breakfast. But even with organics, very high quality foods, I'm able to keep it under $5 a serving for my lunch. But for breakfast, it's mostly Greek yogurt for me. Greek yogurt, toast, or some kind of fruit. That's my go-to. My breakfast usually comes to around $3 to $4 per serving. Usually closer to $3. There's $3 a serving. And then my lunch is usually about $5, right? Dinner, I don't really count the dollar per serving, but that's about average. So for about $7, I can get through lunch, eating pretty healthfully and pretty tasty. But there's tricks to it. There's tricks to it for sure. I'll do some videos on it. Of Joe Rogan diet. Good. All right, grab it. Yeah. We're gonna keep going. We're gonna do singles climbing now. So we do a single here, climb one single, climb one single until we can't get the block. Let's see how much we can get. It says 50. That's not quite what it means. It's each handle resistance. There's only one handle. I don't even know why it says that. But yeah. So we're gonna get singles. We're gonna climb the block and see how heavy we can get. So dumbbells, we know we're good up into the 80s. So hey, I appreciate it, YM. That's a pretty cool emoji, actually. It reminds me, I've been wanting to go back to this coffee shop. I went to a coffee shop up in the Barrier Islands in North Carolina when I was staying up there for a little while for a vacation. And they do like the little coffee art. Simple things, right? But it was a real chill experience. It was a real nice little coffee shop. I like coffee. I'm a big fan of coffee. I probably wouldn't order the same coffee. I don't do any sugar anymore. That was probably a sugary coffee at the time. That was before all my health stuff started changing. So, but I appreciate the gift. It helps a lot. Oh, it's 300 as well. 300, solid. 300 of those. I think they call them diamonds or gifts. I can't remember what YouTube calls them. That's awesome. That's awesome. Much appreciated. I appreciate the support. No, I have heard of that, and it sounds awful every time I hear about it. The only person I've ever seen that actually practices that is, what's his name? Liver King. That's the only guy I've actually heard of or seen any content from that actually practices that. And he said he's not doing well with it, if I'm not mistaken. Like, it's not doing great. That's yeah, to each their own. I'm just gonna keep drinking my coffee. I'm gonna be honest. That feels great, drinking my coffee. Yeah, it was awesome support. It's much appreciated from YM. YM's been a supporter for a long time, one of our OGs. So, all right. Let's increase it. Go for another single. Less rest on this next single. Yep. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to take in my coffee beverages the way I normally take in my coffee beverages. I tell you what, I've done a lot of things to try out different health methods of things, but that's one I haven't tried. You got me. Martin, maybe you can test it out and let us know. No, my joints are doing great. I appreciate it. My joints are doing great. I'm not looking for advice on my joints. Promise. No joint pain, 0% actually. Lifting isn't inherently bad for your joints. That's very, it's not necessarily a myth, but it's very inconsistent. There's a lot of other things that go into that. Joint health is a combination of things. So, yeah. What's up, Michael? What's up? Yeah, if your joints are doing, look, here's the thing, guys. When it comes to joint health, does lifting affect joint health? Yes, but sometimes it can even be beneficial, right? But you're not inherently going to have bad joints because you lifted heavy or because you lifted heavy acutely. If you do it properly, if you take care of your body, if you eat appropriately, you get the right amount of fats, the right amount of proteins, the right amount of calcium, your joints will be fine. No, lifting heavy is fine. Lifting heavy is fine. 365, Z. No. We're gonna skip on that, Sakazuki. I'm okay. Thank you though. I'm not looking for advice. I'm doing well. I'm a fitness and health coach, certified, the whole nine. I'm doing well. So here's the thing, right? Where people get their information kind of mixed up, right? At 80 or 90 years old, if 80 or 90 years old, if you've been lifting heavy your whole life, will you have some degradation, or maybe 70, maybe even 60? Will you have some degradation of like your joints? Yes, but name one person 60, 70, 80, 90 years old that doesn't have degradation of their joints. We just associate it with it because people that lift heavy blame it for that, right? And a lot of them weren't lifting heavy properly, right? Or weren't eating properly to supplement their lifting, right? So there's a lot of things that go into that. There's also a lot of lifters, I don't know if you guys know this, but a lot of lifters do very physical, laborious jobs, right? And those require you to sometimes be in awkward positions lifting things, right? So there's correlation, but that doesn't necessarily mean that isn't the cause, right? Correlation does not mean causation. There's people that are lifting right now in powerlifting meets and been lifting for 30 or 40 years that are 60, 70, 80, 90 years old without significant joint pain. Yeah, I'm gonna do me. And when I'm 70, 80 years old, I'll still be walking up and down the aisles of the store, going to the beach, enjoying my life, right? Will I have a knee twinge? Maybe, but I'll still be doing well. So I do no more than a set of 7 on anything, and then I do doubles, triples, singles climbing. So, Suzuki, what's your bench? What's your top bench? It's the most you've ever bench pressed. I don't know if you know that. If you know what your PR is, hopefully you do. What's your PR for your bench? At 195, at your current body weight, what's your PR? Never mind, Martin's national. You got 60 seconds to think about that question. You're in timeout for 60 seconds. But when you come back, what's your PR for your bench? I'll wait. What's up, Prime? What's up? We're gonna do some shoulders. We're gonna use the shoulder machine. We did dumbbells yesterday, per Mark's request. So we're gonna do the machine today. He just, He sees someone else lifting heavy and he's upset about it, and it's okay. It's okay. It's not for everybody, but it's disingenuous to blame the future of my joints. It's very assumptions as well. Because I'll tell you right now, I have a lot of family members, I have a lot of friends, a lot of people I know, associates of mine, things like that, with joint pain, especially as I get older. And you know what 99% of them didn't do? Lift heavy. But almost all of them have it. So, what's the bench? We're waiting. Sakazuki isn't touching 400 even on a deadlift YM. Let's be honest here. See, that's the difference, right? So 245, you know, that's like the warm-up weight, Sakazuki. It's like the warm-up weight. That's about what we warm up with normally, Sakazuki. I can do controlled slow. That doesn't change it, Sakazuki. It's going to change a lot, so you'll be stronger, Kazuki. You'll be stronger. Heavier weight acutely during your lifting will make you stronger. Will make you stronger. That's just how it works. This is a powerlifting channel, mind you, Sakazuki. Welcome. You want to see it? I'm not sure. You know what? Oh, we'll play your game real quick. You ready, Sakazuki? Play your game real quick. What'd you say? 245? Is that what he said? 245? Yeah. All right, Sakazuki. I'll make sure. 245. I was just making sure it was 245. All right. There we go. All right, 245. 245 even, right? I'm gonna play with it a little bit, Sakazuki. I'm gonna play with the weight a little bit, Sakazuki. Let me show you something. All right. Flutter kick weight. It's flutter kick weight, boss. Do some abs with it. Do some abs with it. I don't do anything over 7. What's up, Mossberg? It's proving a point. Lightweight. Lightweight. Ugh. I'm gonna put Sakazuki on timeout now. There you go, Sakazuki. I proved my point. I've been lifting for 5 years. You are right, he went on timeout. But I want to prove a point to him. You can do as many slow controlled reps as you want, Sakazuki. You're not winning here. All right, let's de-rack this now. Oh. 100%. I Bulgarian method, Z. Bulgarian lifting. Vaguely, it's a little bit altered, but the likes and subscribes help a lot. We're about to get like a tropical storm through here, so. Let's get one more of those. Maybe two. That was just a single. Let's take a rest and hit two more. I jumped into the set too quickly. I should have gave myself some rest. I didn't rest at all. Came off of that 7 for immediately into a 3 plate. That's 135 a hand, 145 if you count the 10-pound start weight. Ugh. Yeah, good old South Carolina. We've been pretty dry for like the last month. Dry and like 90 plus degrees, which is normal, right? 90 plus degrees for basically all of June, July, August, and September is the average, right? So you lows in the 80s at night, highs in the 90s and 100s during the day. That's normal, but usually it rains for the entire season, right? We've had very little rain this year. From my perspective, I haven't seen a lot. And now we're getting a tropical storm. This is like our second one of the year. Maybe the first actually. We usually get like 5. So it's really weird because by this time of year we're on like number 3 or 4. So it's very odd, very odd. It's good, don't get me wrong. You don't want tropical storms and hurricanes, but I'm so used to having so many of those that like you're constantly getting ready for them. Like by the time you get done with one tropical storm, you're like, everybody get bottled water and prep because here comes another one. So you're like constantly doing that. So, you know. Generally, if you're stagnant, you can either add another lift that hits those same muscle groups. just a little bit differently. Like if it's bench, maybe do some weighted dips. If it's squat, you could do some hack squats. You could do some pendulum squats. You could do some leg press. Just find something else that hit those same muscle groups. I'm feeling a lot better today, Eric. We went to 325 on the bench, but a little heavier than yesterday. I probably could have done 350 today. It felt pretty decent. And then we just did 245 for 7 doing flutter kicks or bicycle kicks. So we're feeling strong. But we've got 56 push-ups to do. Do I ever do lunges? Very seldom. I hate lunges. Not a big fan. They're effective though. They're effective. We've done them on stream. We did them with 225 once for like 3 steps. So, all right. And we did it from 135 for like the entire gym distance at barbells, but. Maybe it's the seat. I feel like I'm a little high. All right. That should be good. Oh, way better. It wasn't at shoulder height. It was at like head height. And it was very awkward. Let's add some more weight now. I was like, man, that feels heavier than it should. They hit similar muscle groups. So with your Bulgarian split squat, you're actually even more isolation of that muscle group, but also in the glutes a little bit more. Bulgarians are like just a tougher version of that hitting, because when you're lunging, right, when you lunge out, you still have some support from this quad here. When you're doing a Bulgarian, you remove almost all of it, and it's almost all on the other side, right? So imagine you're just isolating that leg even more, right? You have support from both with your standard lunges, whereas you remove half of that support or a portion of that support with the Bulgarian. So. That's why Bulgarians suck significantly more. Now, Bulgarians, one of my favorite things to program for other people that I train. For me, no, I'm good. But I don't have to do them, they're super effective, right? Wait, let's go. All right. Let's talk about our next lift real quick while we recover. We got rows to do, we got triceps to do, we got delts to do, and we got push-ups to do, and we got to move through these quick. Closes in like a half hour. So, all right. We'll do triceps right here. Let me grab a rope. All right. It's full brick right now, by the way, guys. Just the whole stack. It's crazy how strong my triceps have gotten over the last like 24 hours. Don't know what happened. It's the milk, probably. I changed it. Well, you guys aren't looking, by the way. All right. Oh, I'm once again going to say this because we have some people in here that weren't in here earlier. 9.1% right now, body fat percentage. For those of you that were doubting me, I got it measured today. Hold on, I'll have to block out some information here, but I'll show you. I have the sheet from the sheet. Hold on. but my personal information's on this, so I'm gonna have to cover a lot of the sheet. Bah. 9-1. I don't have a DEXA scan. I don't have access to one. I would if I could. Obviously, this is going to be a couple percent either direction, but I have measured in lower than that, completely dry, and I was not completely dry. So completely dry, we'd probably measure in around 7.5, and then if I was completely like full, I'd probably measure in at like 11. I would ballpark that it's pretty close. I'm pretty good. If you use that machine, if you use the body fat scales properly, they work. But you have to use them properly. Yeah, Eric, so that's actually the highest I've ever actually measured body fat wise, regardless of machine. I've measured as low as 4.5%, 4.7, 4.6, somewhere in there. It's the lowest. Pin presses are great. I implement pin presses for a lot of my clients. I've implemented them myself in the past, so I like pin presses. But 9.1% is a high body fat percentage for me. Mind you guys, at one point I was probably measuring 3% right after surgery. So 15% is pretty lean on average, Eric. Over my years of training and coaching, most people sit in the high teens to like mid 20s that are decently fit and associated with the gym. And then the average person that hasn't touched a weight and hasn't done any dietary changes, usually high 20% range. I've seen as high as high 40s and even low 50s. Sometimes higher than that, sometimes high 50s. I don't think I've ever seen anything over 50. So I've seen some pretty drastic differences. So you'd be surprised some of the numbers you get. But if you're using those step-on scales properly, guys, they are accurate. But you have to do it how the instructions tell you to do it. The reason why your numbers are so wild on those machines is because people aren't doing them properly. You have to come in with a certain amount of hydration. You have to have been a certain amount of time since you've eaten your last meal. It has to be certain times of day. You can't drink certain things or take certain supplements beforehand, because it measures all of that stuff. It measures like cellular water and all this other crazy stuff, right? And that can all inflate or deflate your muscle mass measurements and your body fat measurements. I will say that I see less fluctuation in body fat measurement with those machines, but I see more fluctuation in muscle mass measurements. Muscle mass measurements post and pre-pump change because your muscles fill up with that pump, that blood, right? And then your muscle mass measurements can change as much as 4 or 5 pounds between measurements pre and post pump, right? So but I had to take a whole like thing on how to use those machines. So it can, yeah. So it can. If you're taking creatine, it can measure a little high. But I'm taking the measurement as 9.1% because there was probably other factors that measured it lower, right? I would reckon that my body fat could be 1 or 2% lower actual body fat. Mind you guys, body fat measurements, whether you're using a DEXA scan or you're using one of the handheld ones or using one of the step-on scales, it doesn't matter what you're doing, there's always a margin of error. Skull crushers are great. I like skull crushers. I prefer cable extensions personally. I do skull crushers very seldom. They're a great movement, but to get heavy enough on skull crushers, you usually gonna need a spotter, and I don't always have a spotter. Well, I used to not always have a spotter. More often now we do. Skull crushers are not a bad movement. So we've done them on stream once or twice. Yes. Definitely, what 9.1%, maybe a percent lower. But here's the thing: is a lot of people think 9.1% looks a lot different than it does. A lot of people think single digits all look the same. Once you're in the single digits body fat, every single percentage is a significant change. Significant change. Just measured muscle, like literally 20 minutes ago. I have a physique show if you want. You can go and check my channel. There's a physique showing there. You can go and check it. Your view is probably a little skewed, but I can't tell you. So, but I'll tell you right now, 9.1% is probably a percent high. Well, that's okay. You don't have to check. I can tell you that that's correct, and I can tell you I bench more than you. Those are two things I know to be a fact right now. Congratulations. Congratulations. I've trained bodybuilders, so congratulations. Let me know if you want to get on stage. It's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. And if Sagnasty was a really good competitive bodybuilder, he probably wouldn't have taken the time if he was, time of day to stop in here and debate my body fat with me that I just measured in here an hour ago. So, but it's a powerlifting stream, Muscle, so it's a powerlifting stream. You're welcome to hang out, but I'm not going to do a ton of programming advice in the stream, Z. If you want, I do have a bench program. You can message me in my Discord. I'll post a Discord up here a little bit later. I also have some bench tips on my channel. They're completely free. You can go to my channel. I have a whole playlist on how to increase your bench. But to break down a whole program from 225 to 315, that's a lot of information. That's a pretty significant jump. So that'd be a lot of intricacy to that. And it's going to change as you progress as well. It's very, very specific, isn't it, Eric? Very specific. We got rows to do, guys, and then we got to hit rear delt, and then we got to do these push-ups. So. All right. Will do, Eric. I can't do it right now because I'm, doing this stuff, but all right. What are we doing? We're doing rows. Let's do some T rows. I like T rows, and the bar's already over here. Save you some time and some effort. So, yeah, I'll post a Discord up, but there's some bench tips on my channel if you're interested in that. They'll help you a lot. Muscle should also go and check that out. He could probably use a few bench tips, it sounds like. So if he wants to go check that out, feel free. They're free of charge. Bench press is the best press. Need more weight. All right, let's grab it. What's up, Justin? Long time no see. I feel like it's been a while since I've seen you. Let me grab some more plates. Yeah. Couple more plates, guys. Couple more plates. No, I'm gonna shave it down here this weekend. I've just let it grow out while I wasn't feeling top tier. T-bar rows today, yeah. But yeah, I wasn't feeling great over the weekend, obviously, so we ignored the little bit of growth we got. We'll get it shaved back up. Trim the mustache a bit, maybe. Not trim, but like clean it up. Nice. We're gonna do 4 here, and then we'll increase it again. So, a lot of servings, Saray. I don't know. I would say 10 plus. 10 plus servings. What's up? We sim? Not today. Not today with the better rows. We're doing T rows today. I haven't done T rows in like 2 weeks. Gotta get some good T rows in. They're one of my favorites. T rows are one of my favorite movements. So. Yep. Let me grab another plate. Let me grab one more plate. So yes, but there's about like 2 pounds of cheese in there, so ready to supplement the protein content if that's what you're thinking about. So it's all a combination, right? All the macros add up at the end. 10 servings is the average serving. It doesn't become 10 servings when my family's eating it. We eat more than the average serving. So soon. What's up, Arthur Morgan? What's up? I think it's just angle with the lean. If I lean any further forward, I'll be at 90 degrees at the hips. It's just angling. I have the camera's at a down angle, by the way, guys. So like I stand next to it, realize that this camera's a lot lower than it seems. So. All right. What time is it? We gotta get moving. We gotta go do delts. We were gonna do a drop set there probably, but we're gonna go do delts because we need to get our push-ups that I promised done today. Let's go do delts because I'm not gonna forget to do our push-ups. Those shouldn't take long. I think the push-ups will take less than 2 minutes. Maybe not, we'll see. I've done a lot. What's up, keep it real? All right. Welcome back. All right, we got like 19 minutes left before this place closes. So we got time. We got to hit delts. Another what? No, what's up, Frank? Welcome back. Always good to see you, boss. Ooh. This is an early stream. We don't usually stream this early, guys. We're gonna do the delt machine for the sake of time. Well, the fly, 4 delts. So All right. That'll do it. I don't know anything about it. I paid no attention, Sam. I knew that was a thing, that was a thing. If it's not lifting related, I probably don't have any information for you. Final Fantasy. Yeah, lifting related questions are usually my forte, just a heads up. But Final Fantasy isn't my game. I did play Kingdom Hearts, yes. Do like Kingdom Hearts. There's a lifting channel, stay on topic. Lift things, heavy circles, full breaks. And the occasional, you know what I'm saying? Tortoise is doing what it is. We do pets here. So we do pets. So lifting and animals. Two more, I think. I was going to try to like roll them sideways. It felt awful. I'd probably break the machine. It's not. That's $1.75 is what it says. Nice, nice. I don't do a lot of cardio. Cardio is not my gig. I leave that to the CrossFitters. All right, let's go hit our push-ups. Let's go hit our push-ups, guys. November, we're doing the state championship. This is my second year at the state championship, South Carolina State Championship, so November. I think November 9th, I believe. All right. All right, push-ups, guys. We got 56 of these to do. It is a nice gym. It is a nice gym. They've done a lot of really cool updates here. If you guys are over in South Carolina, it's a good place to stop in here, or barbells. Stop in and check it out. Some cool folks out here too. So it is worth a check. It's worth a check out. All right. So we said 56 of these. That's the likes we hit on that video. All right. Let me grab a couple sips of my milk. My pre-push-up warm-up milk, correct? It's about room temperature now. Whoa. We've been going back and forth between gyms. All right, I'm gonna need y'all to help me keep count, right? Help me keep count, please. I'm gonna do my best. Milk is great for you. Milk is a superfood. How much do you bench? That'll be real telling on whether or not I take your opinion on milk, which I won't either way, but how much do you bench? All right, but milk is a superfood. All right, let's grab it. 56 of these. You guys ready? Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I did 57, just to be sure.
Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. Ah. Ooh. Felt good. Felt good. 56 solid, or 57. With some claps and some air time in there, right? So mixed them up a bit. The voice is back. The voice is back for the hoo-wees, you know? Don't tend to get into a lot of fights. Probably should, right, Mojo? The most plates I've ever had on my back for a push-up was 5, 225 pounds. We did 5 plates on my back for, I think it was 1 to 3 reps. Yeah, I'm not big on getting into fights, and people don't usually look for a fight with me. I tend to be a pretty nice guy, I feel like. And I spend most of my time in the gym, so. Whoa. I'm also 30 years old, you know? There's a certain point in your life where you kind of got to calm down a bit. So I like lifting heavy objects. Lifting heavy objects. I got enough excitement when I worked at the prison. When I was working at the prison, I got plenty of excitement for a lifetime, you know? So these glasses are relatively new. They're nice and tight on the face. I thought about taking them off, but I didn't think we needed to, and I was right. My other ones so I had another pair that were real loose on this side, and I actually ended up having to tape them until these ones came in. They fell off almost every time. No pull-ups today. We might do a pull-up challenge on the next one. I'm gonna post a video towards the end of the week, maybe Friday, and we'll do the same deal, like maybe one for every 2 likes for pull-ups, but we'll see. We'll see. Whew. My eyes look tired. I do look tired today. Good Lord. They're red. Not that red. I guess it's just the lighting, guys. It's just the lighting. They look red from this, but I've got there's no light coming from this side, and the lights are like little drop lights right here. So they're like hitting me right in the face and washing me out real bad. They're making my eyes look sunk. I look like they both got pressed in. That shadowing is crazy. Crazy what lighting can do to you, right? If you guys don't know this, most of everything you see on social media has a lot to do with lighting. So those fans are massive. They look big from here, but they're way bigger than they even look from here. Like they're like this turf in size. And when you cut them all on throughout the entire gym, there's like one every couple of there's like 4 more that direction. There's a couple over there. There's like 9 of them or something, 10 of them. When you cut them all on full blast, it drops the temp of the gym like 5 to 8 degrees. So those go like full speed. Those will get to like that speed on that fan there, and it's crazy. It looks insane. So they just have them turned down today. I'm not sure why. Like that one's significantly slower than that one right now, but even that one over, hold on. It's reversed. There, that one, even that one's on low right now. So there used to be control, when I was working here, there used to be controls on the pillars that you could turn them up and down as a member, and they got rid of those controls. Now it's controlled by the front desk. I've been to a Planet Fitness. Actually, that's where I started working out originally, was Planet Fitness. Great place to get started out in fitness. You can get decently far with your general fitness, right? But if you want to do anything competitive, you're going to need something else. If you want to get past a certain point, you're going to need something else. So, but The lack of benches is what got me with Planet Fitness the most. If you don't have access to a bench, there's only so much you can do, right? So, I did a video on Planet Fitness. I went and maxed out their machines. If you go check out my channel, it's in my videos. I maxed out the machines at Planet Fitness. I think I got all but one. They're pull down. That was the one that got me. So managed to get it to like here. Couldn't get it right there, right? So it was like a 300 pound block or some crazy, like 350 or something. It was some nutty number. I think the block was carried over from something else and they just put the same block on it. Look, if you're doing it, great. Maybe I was tired. Maybe I'm over exaggerating. I don't know, but it felt heavy that day. That's the only machine that got me. Everything else was good. Oh, wait, I will say there was two machines. That one and the incline chest press. And it's not because it was too heavy, but when I started to press it, the whole machine started to tip. So I couldn't get that one. But when I started, the machine was just tipping over. It needed to be bolted to the ground, obviously. And I wasn't doing anything crazy. It was just what the machine was able to max out at. You would expect it to be something you could do, but I don't know if no one's just ever tried it and they didn't know. But as soon as I started pressing away from the chest and the weight shifted, the whole machine started doing this. And I was like, let's not have that happen today. So, but all right, guys. It is that time. It is that time. We got our push-ups in. So I'm gonna go and get some rest. My ears just popped again. I can hear very clearly at the moment. So, you know, it depends on your Planet Fitness. The ones out here, not so much. They don't care if you load up their machines, their Smiths up, but we do chest every day, America. They don't care if you load your Smiths up here at the Planet. I've actually never been confronted about anything I did at Planet Fitness, and I've done some wild things at Planet Fitness. So that's fair, America. No worries, I appreciate you stopping in regardless. We got an early one in today. Priorities, right? Priorities. So, but all right, guys, y'all have a good one. I will see you guys tomorrow potentially. Like I said, Sundays are always up in the air whether or not we'll get a Sunday in right now. But I'll see you tomorrow potentially. Appreciate y'all being here. I'm gonna go home and get some food. See y'all later.